Alright, what's going on everyone? It's just to talk to you guys real quick about what's going on with my Steam Deck. So, I've had this for quite a bit. I've been a little bit of a lazy piece of Alright, so I've been enjoying my Steam Deck a lot, probably more so than I should. It's been like an obsession at the moment, but I have it all set up. I got everything I need for it. I got the mods, I got the accessories, I got the games, I got the storage. I pretty much have this thing maxed out. There's a couple other things that I do want to get for the Steam Deck, but that's gonna be later on down the line. I don't necessarily need it. I do want to eventually upgrade the storage to 2 terabytes on the internal storage, but the SSDs aren't really that readily accessible at the moment, and they are kind of pricey. So I'm gonna sit on that. So storage could be upgraded, but at the moment it's working out perfectly fine. Like I said, I have some mods going on that gives me a lot more storage than what I just stated, so I'm fine. But with that said, I am absolutely enjoying this thing. I mean, I have not been really gaming on my PC. If I do, I'm playing like Call of Duty and that's it. Not really touching any of my other games in my library. I'm usually playing it on my Steam Deck. I get home, I work 10-hour shifts at my job, so I'm exhausted by the time I get home. That's kind of the reason to not putting up videos, but that's besides the point. We're doing it now. The Steam Deck has not been helping. I've been getting home, wanting to just come home, relax, play on the Steam Deck, do everything on my couch, in my bed, on the toilet. What do you want to do? You can utilize all that off the Steam Deck. Whether you want to play AAA games, you want to play your emulators, you want to play your Switch games, you want to play Game Boy games. I mean, this thing is optimized for whatever type of use you want to use it for. I know lately there's a lot of competition, a lot of videos I've been watching on some of the competitors that are out there, like the ASUS Rogue or whatever it is. Yes, I love competition for any company. I'm not bandwagon Steam. I want all types of competition. It's great for us as the consumer. But me personally, I still think the Steam Deck is top tier for its class for handheld gaming. The Steam Deck has all grounds covered for the most part, so it's just an amazing device. That's all I gotta say. I'm not here to make this video on how amazing the Steam Deck is. I really just want to go over some of the accessories that I have and that I've been using and that I've purchased since I've got my Steam Deck. Again, I think I have it pretty much to the max out capabilities of how I want it. All right, so one of the first things I want to go over for my accessories is kind of how I have it set up when I'm docked at my desk. Now, this thing is pretty much a full computer setup when you want to utilize it that way. I'm not really using it like a computer, but when I'm gaming and playing whatever or watching videos at my computer, I will have this set up, doing updates. Maybe I'm installing some more ROMs on it. Whatever the case may be, I have it set up on my dock so that way it's charging. It has the hardline Ethernet cable so that way when I am installing games, I'm getting that full hardline connection for the internet. And then on top of that, I have my mouse and keyboard set up here so that way it just makes it a little bit easier for navigation. Hey, you. Yeah, you're watching this video still, right? All right, while you're still here, go ahead and smash that like button. Helps the channel out so that way people can see my videos and, you know, we can grow this channel. I appreciate it. Oh, if you like this content, hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks. So with this is the JSAUX dock. This is what I decided to go with, mainly because it's a little bit cheaper than the stock Steam dock. If it wasn't as expensive, I probably would have went with the stock one. But for 80 bucks, I mean, that's a little expensive, honestly, for a docking station. This does everything it needed. So you do have the 3 USB 3.0 ports. On top of that, you get an HDMI port for, you know, putting it on a monitor or a TV, whatever you want to put it on. And then the pass-through charging, so you can charge it while it's hooked up. They do have one where it's an M.2 where you can put M.2 inside of it, have extra storage. Talking about storage, as you can see, I have some plugged into the back side of this dock. So I have the standard hard drive here, and back here, I don't know if you can see it, I got my T7 Samsung SSD. This is my Windows drive for when I have this hooked up, I can boot this into Windows 10. And this one was what I was utilizing for transferring all my ROM files and BIOS files for my emulators. So I would just hook this right up to my PC and then just transfer them over, having this hooked up to the dock. So it just made it a lot more convenient, especially when you're utilizing a keyboard and a mouse. The Logitech MXS or whatever it is, very nice mouse. I use this for my editing. You can put multiple profiles on here, so you can have up to 3 profiles just at a click of a button. So I have my Windows PC, my Steam Deck, and then my iPad. And if all else fails, this handy little foldable, I've never seen a foldable keyboard like this before, but this is really cool, compact, can fit this in any bag, any situation you need a keyboard, you're ready to go. But when you open it up, as you can see here, you got these little feet that you want to fold so that way it sits leveled on each side. Just fold it down like that. Got a clever little hinge system here when you're folding it. But yeah, unfold it, bing, bam, boom. Same situation with the mouse. You do get 3 profiles. And then on top of that, you get a left and right clicker with a touchpad. So if you don't have a Bluetooth mouse, you can just bring this and you got everything you need to be productive, I guess. Definitely recommend this. I will have this link down below. It is by iClever. And another accessory that I have set up for my Steam Deck is the well, that's why we got the protective shield on this. The T7 Shield by Samsung. This is a SSD. Fast transfer speeds, of course, read and write. USB-C, so that way you get those fast transfer speeds. Now, this is the shielded edition. They do have a non-shielded edition, which I might purchase one of those because of the mod that I have set up with my Steam Deck. This rubber just kind of makes it a little bit harder to slide into what I'm about to show you. So another accessory I want to show you guys is a mod that I have set up on here, which I think is pretty nifty, and I think it really helps for utilizing that storage issue I kind of was talking about. You could pretty much max out the Steam Deck, and you are okay with opening up your Steam Deck. You can modify the internal SSD. I do have that in here. I'll kind of put some B-roll for you guys of me doing it. There's so many videos out there on how to do it. I don't want to add to it on how to do it. It's very easy. The hardest part, if anything, or the longest part, I will say, is just doing the software end of it. So a lot of videos, they don't go through the full process. You do have to install the OS onto the new SSD and all that. So don't forget about that part, but very easy to do. You can install up to 2 terabytes of internal storage on here. That is out there. It's not readily available. They're either sold out or there's not very many brands doing 2 terabytes on the M.2 SSDs, but it is out there, so you can get up to 2 terabytes on the internal. On top of that, this is capable of a 1 terabyte micro SD card. That's the highest I've seen. I don't think they have 2 terabytes micro. They might, but you can get up to 1 terabyte. So that leaves you with 3 terabytes of storage that you can get maxed out on here. That's just what you can have on the inside of this device. Now, this mod that I'm about to show you on the back here, as you can see, this one, they have different versions. With this brand, you do get like this little flap here. I do like the flap, so that way I can tuck everything in. Bing, bam, boom. Slides right in there, fits perfect. You go ahead and slip this right in here so it makes it look a little bit cleaner. You don't have the, stuff showing. Got that nice little sleek design, all black. They got different colors of this, so if you have a themed deck, you can go ahead and get the colorway that matches your theme. Maybe you want to do dual boot with Windows. This is something that I would highly recommend you do if you're going to do dual boot. Yes, you could do the micro SD card for dual, if I can't even say these words, or dual boot, but it is going to be a little bit slower than on a SSD. You can't do it on the internal, but I like having it separated so that way everything is on the internal is Steam OS. I don't have anything interfering with that. I do have all my ROMs and all that installed on a micro SD, and then my dual boot for Windows, I do have a micro SD card set up for that, but mostly I'll do it on this SSD right here. But like I was saying, with this mod, is very cool. It is like a MagSafe wallet. So you can go ahead and take it off. And I do have a metal plate installed here on the back of the kill switch case. Helps with it being adhesive to the back of the case, obviously. And then it's also going to protect the internals from any damage that might happen from the MagSafe wallet. It's just a simple little MagSafe wallet, nothing crazy. It's very cheap. I think it was like 15 bucks on Amazon. It has like a nylon material on the front here to slide everything in. Of course, you're gonna have to get this plate. So there's nothing really intrusive about it either. So you can still touch your buttons. I mean, I have no issues. As you've seen, when I had the kickstand on, works just fine with the kickstand. And then you go ahead and get yourself a small little cable like this. Definitely want to make sure it's like an L shape on both sides. I'll have this link down below for this specific one. You don't got much cable going on. Very compact, simple. You have yourself a dual boot Windows machine. Now, maybe you don't even want dual boot. You can just have this as like just storage. You just maximize all your storage, have all your games, everything installed, anything you want on here. On top of the 1 terabyte internal, on top of another 1 terabyte, you can have up to over 3 terabytes of storage for games and operating systems. Again, you can install a whole new OS on this SSD. What else could you do with this? Well, there's a couple other things that you might be able to do with it, but one other thing that I utilize it for, let me put this kickstand back on. There is a downfall at the moment for this specific device, but you can use a MagSafe battery pack. So this is the Anchor 633. So you do get a USB 3.0 charging port. You get another port here to charge the device or charge another device is through the USB-C. Over here on the other side is where you would stick it. That's got the magnet technology or whatever, as you can see, the mag ring. And then on the back side, you do get a handy dandy little kickstand. Very sturdy. It is metal or aluminum or some sort. You can utilize this back piece to MagSafe a battery pack. So maybe you don't want to have more storage at the moment, you want more power. Now, the one downfall I will say with this MagSafe or mag pack is it will not charge if you're playing like AAA game. You got to play like a really emulator game or something like that, or the device has to be idle for it to really get the charge. That's kind of the one downfall I will say, but it is portable. So if you're out and about, maybe you're traveling and you're gaming, you can have this just magnet it to the back. And let's just say you didn't have a kickstand, now you have a kickstand with the battery pack. I have not used this as a kickstand with the Steam Deck, but so you can utilize it as a kickstand too. So it is a battery pack. So you can utilize it, like I said, for the wallet. Very cool. I love it. Or a battery pack if you want to use and get more power out of it. You will get this message saying it's not a strong enough charge to charge while gaming. Now that's kind of what I was talking about. You're gonna have to really use this more as an idle charge. Again, there might be other mag battery packs. This is just the one I had on hand, and I was like, oh, I can use this as well on top of with the wallet. You know, it does what it needs to do. My main thing is this mag wallet. I really love this mag wallet. Carry my micro SD card holder here as well. Some other brands have already utilized some type of mods to where you can strap on your battery packs. You can strap on your storage onto the back here. So that is something you possibly will be able to do down the line through mods for the kill switch specifically, but I improvised in the meantime. I went with the MagSafe. Obviously you might need a case to use this magnet part. If not, if you don't want to use a magnet, before I purchased the magnet one, I do have the same exact brand with the same flap, same look and everything. It does the exact same thing, but it's adhesive. So if you do want the adhesive ones, maybe you got the Steam Deck and you don't want to put magnets on it, I will link the adhesive ones and you'll be able to utilize it just like this. Maybe you don't want the case. That will be very beneficial for people who don't have a case on it. You don't want to like put magnets on something necessarily, especially without that like metal covering, because you could damage some stuff internally. So this is another accessory that I'm going to point out other than the micro SD card is a micro SD card holder. Now with the mod that I have hooked up with the Steam Deck, this is a great tool to carry with you. This will carry up to 10 micro SD card slots. For my situation, I got storage, ROMs, and then this top one right here is an actual bootable Windows 10 micro SD. The downfall with having it on a SSD like this is that you got to utilize the USB-C port. So when you're using the USB-C port, it's now occupied and you can't charge it while using it. I can use the micro SD card slot and boot it into Windows. That way I have my USB-C port open. Now another accessory for the Steam Deck, for me personally, it came with the grip case when I purchased it, but you can purchase yourself some skins. Me personally, I recommend Dbrand, but there are other brands out there. I'm not a brand loyalist here, but I do like Dbrand. They do have high quality skins. That's really what I use for all my phones. But mine came with the grip case, so if you do purchase the grip case, you can get yourself a skin added with it. But if you don't want the grip case, you can just go and purchase yourself a skin. Get your thing a little personalized. I see a lot of people with their Steam Decks, it's very basic. Some people like that, but I like to be a little more individual. I like to have my device represent me. I don't want it being like everybody else's device, but to each their own. Now, other than the case, we'll talk about that since that's kind of an accessory, I guess, that you can talk about. This is the kill switch case. A lot of people in the comment section of my previous video talked about they don't want the bulk of this case or any case to be on their Steam Deck, so they rock it naked, which I understand that because I feel the same way with my phones. So when I have a phone, I usually try to find a thin case. But I will tell you guys, the grip on this with the grip case is just that much sweeter, and it really isn't that much heavier. Yes, it's gonna add a little bit of bulk. It's a case, so it's gonna protect it. I don't know, I get your point why some people might not want a case, but I can definitely recommend this for multiple reasons. One, you're getting great grip, so their grip technology that they have on all their phone cases and all that stuff. You got like that sandpaper. Obviously sandpaper sounds kind of uncomfortable, but it's got like this textured feel on the grips here, and then you got that like grip material on the sides. And get grips on the buttons here. Not with the Dbrand, but I do have grips on the buttons as well. Definitely helps with pushing those. But as you can see, it does add a little bit of girth to the Steam Deck, but it's honestly very comfortable in the hands. And on top of that, you're getting even better grip that the Steam Deck has naturally. Just the way it fits in your hand just feels real nice as is. But when you get the grip case, the grip feels really nice. And then on top of that, not only are you getting protection, but you get a kickstand. So nice little kickstand here. I use this every day. Even when I'm laying in bed, I can have a kickstand laying on my chest, and then I just, you know, play the game however I want to play it. Even when I'm at my desk like this, if I don't have it docked up, just having that kickstand there to just play like this with my arms resting on the desk, definitely a lot more comfortable. It has that perfect angle to play while it's on the kickstand, so I definitely like that concept. But it does fit with the kill switch case on here. You kind of just want to get the front lip in first, and then it sits nice and flush. Mine sits a little bit different because when you are using this little mod here that I have with the SSD, it gets a little bit in the way when trying to dock it. But again, this is magnet. You can go ahead and pop this off if you ever need to. Pop it right back on. So because I did get the bundle pack with the Dbrand grip, I do get the skin with the grip. I get the Joy-Cons on the thumb grips, and then you do get the plastic shield here to cover the screen when traveling. Now it is very easy to clip on and take off. Go ahead and pull this. You got it out. You don't even need one of those bags. Slide it in. You got yourself a nice little traveling little pack here. You got your kickstand. You got your, if you do this little mod here, you got your storage. You got your protection for when you're traveling. It's a hard plastic. Joy-Cons are protected. I mean, this thing is just an all-in-one. So I definitely recommend the Dbrand grip case. I recommend getting the bundle, so that way you do get this protective shield. And then on top of that, you'll get yourself those thumb grips that just give you a little bit more grip, you know, when playing the games. Feels a little bit better in hands for me personally. So a lot of good stuff. So yeah, I feel like we pretty much covered all the mods. But if there's any other accessories you guys might recommend, go ahead and hit the comment section. Let me know, or let anybody else know what's going on. And other than that, that's gonna be pretty much it. Again, everything will be linked down below. So if you do want to purchase anything, it will help out. It is an affiliate link, so it does help out a little bit. No extra charge to you. I do appreciate any support you guys provide. With that said, y'all stay nerdy. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.